Hi guys, I'm T. If you don't know my story, been an addict off and on for 15 years, sober 3 good years, and a former prison inmate from the Utah State Prison. So I wanted to talk about Nurse Hannah for a minute. And if you don't know who Nurse Hannah is, just look her up. Disgusting. She went viral for having diapers all over the house, which I don't care. Whatever. It's the way she treats her children on camera and posting them on TikTok, which is disgusting to me. Okay, so let's assume that she's doing that for the views. Which, let's be real, there's a lot of mothers out there that use their children for views, not necessarily in the same way Nurse Hannah does, but there are those mothers out there that use their children for views. Again, disgusting. Like a few videos I saw personally, like one that was really alarming was locking her toddler in his room and her filming herself unlocking the door and her toddler's like at the door ready to get out. Like, why are you locking your child in his room? And why is it all over TikTok? And why is it okay? Why? I don't get it. And getting millions of views on how you treat your children that are disgusting ways. Like, what is wrong with people? Anyways. So if she's doing it for the views, that's disgusting. Because I can never, like, what do you say to your children? Hey, I'm going to treat you like shit on camera for 60 seconds, maybe even 10 minutes if I wanted. But just go with it, okay? Because mommy's going to treat you like shit while I'm filming. But when we're done, I'll love you again. Imagine the mind fuck it's doing to her children. If that's the case, okay? Imagine. Me as a mother could never tell my children, like, oh, I'm going to treat you like shit and post it on TikTok, okay? So just go with it. Cry if you have to, okay? Let's make it juicy. Like, why? Let's assume that that's how she really treats her children on camera. The things that she's posting. And my next question becomes, well, what does she do when the camera's not rolling? I really don't want to know. But I hear she lives in Ogden, Utah. Well, I'm like 5-10 miles from Ogden right now as we speak. Give those babies to me. I will take those babies. I will love those babies and be the mother that you should be being right now to your children. But I know I may get a lot of backlash for this, and that's fine. Yeah, I've made my choices. I've been a drug addict. Yes, I've gone to prison. I get that. And some of you will be like, well, how are you one to judge? Well, first off, if you've ever been to a prison, you don't ever want to go down on those type of charges. I just want to say that. Okay? And that's why I'm making this video. Yes, I'm giving my opinion. But let's say she gets arrested. What will happen to her? Well, if she lives in Weber County, she will go to the Weber County Jail, which is very disgusting, very gross jail to go to. And it would be a high-profile case, and she would be in protective custody, which basically is 23-1. What's 23-1? Well, it's 23 hours locked down in your cell, and you get 1 hour out to shower, make phone calls, whatever, walk around, whatever you want to do. Nothing would really happen to her in the jail. I don't know what it's like anywhere else. Every jail is different, okay? So I don't know what would happen in other states. But here, I don't think much would happen to her. Now, say she got sent to the Utah State Prison. Well, if you harm your child in any type of way, physically, sexually, unaliving, and you go down on those charges in prison, you're going to get got. And you're going to have zero respect, and you're going to be at the very bottom because of what you did. So if she were to go to the Utah State Prison, she would have zero respect. She would most likely be PC, with protective custody. But prison, it's not that hard to pay a guard to pop a door. Okay, I've seen relationships happen between inmates and COs. COs bringing us things in from the outside. Like, I've seen it all day long. It's happened. I was given a condom by a CO, and he said, think about it. Not that hard. She's going to get got. She will get got for going down on those types of charges. Because there are a lot of women in prison who have lost their children. Yes, their own choices, they're on the wrong path. I get that. I understand that, where people will say, well, that's the life they chose. I get that. But we all make mistakes, right? You have to understand there are a lot of women who have lost their children in prison. And simply, it's just not something like, you hear about someone unaliving another adult, like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah. But when you hear about a child, like, it really just, because a lot of us are mothers out there and fathers. And it's like, oh my gosh, I could never imagine doing that to my child. Like, yeah, she will get got in prison if, say, she were to ever go in the Utah State Prison. There are ways to get to her. Just because you are in protective custody does not mean that you are safe. Riding other people kites and stuff like that, that's contraband. You could get in trouble for having kites or passing kites to other people. The prison guards pass them all day long. I'm sure they probably read them. I'm sure you're probably not passing but there are ways to write codes and all that. There are certain things to get passed by that, even if they do read it. But guards out here pass kites for us. So it's not that hard. And she would get got, and she would have zero respect in the Utah State Prison. And honestly, in my opinion, she is like the next Ruby Frankie. If you don't know who Ruby Frankie is, look her up. Disgusting, same type of thing, but worse. And these women are making, both from Utah, and are making us Utah mothers look terrible. So quit it. But yeah, I just wanted to share what would actually happen to her if, say, she was really doing that to her children, which I believe it, because if you're willing to post treating your kids like crap on social media, then what are you doing behind closed doors? But I may get hate, may get backlash, whatever, that's fine. But that's my opinion on Nurse Hannah, and if she would ever go to the Utah State Prison.